Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
And the warmest of welcomes to you once again to Manifesting Made Easy with myself, Salarah Starre. And of course, as usual, recording this from the very overcast, I might add, United Kingdom. I'm not giving a very good advert for the UK here, because every time I've recorded a show, it's either been miserable and raining, windy and howling, or overcast. But unfortunately, that is England in winter, but still a very beautiful country. Feel very blessed to be living here, especially in Winchester, the historical town of Winchester. If you haven't been, I highly recommend it. Anyway, let's get into the reason why we're tuning into the show today, which is all about manifesting. I love manifesting, otherwise I wouldn't be sharing this information with you. And I have had many blunders along the way, many fantastic results. So through these episodes, I share with you tips, tools, wisdom, and insights as to how to create a powerful manifestation and how to get long-lasting results. Instead of the highs and the lows, the stops and the starts, we can finally start to see long-lasting, deep, sustainable results. Of course, in order to do that, there's a huge amount of wisdom to share, which is why I have broken these shows down into 20 or 30-minute segments so that you can just digest it, you can work your way through them. If you are new to the law of attraction, then I highly recommend you going right to the beginning of my podcast journey, where I share the foundational information to help you build those strong foundations in order to make sure that you get these long-lasting results. Today, I want to speak with you a little bit about a darker side of manifesting. It sounds a bit hectic and a bit intense. I promise you it's not. It's really uplifting wisdom, important information to know in order for you to absolutely stay on track to get the best out of your manifestation practice. So we know that my manifesting journey started in 2006, at the same time that the book The Secret hit the world by storm. It was one of those powerful moments. I'd had a few instances leading up to that where I started reading books which were alluding to these amazing superpowers we had, but this book laid it all out in black and white in the most easiest and uplifting way that I could ever have wished for. And I tell you what, I was hungry. I was so hungry as I was reading this book. I was just so enthusiastic. I felt like all my prayers had been answered, and all I wanted to do was learn what I could do to tap into this power. And I was an absolutely fantastic student. I applied myself. I did everything that the books and YouTube videos told me to do. And I started to see some results, but I started feeling a little bit disillusioned with my manifesting powers, or if the universe was even listening to me, because I got some excellent results with things I wanted to manifest, yet other things were still eluding me. Do you relate? You're probably there nodding your head, because you wouldn't be listening to this if you already had everything that you wanted. So today I'm going to talk and share with you how to correct any vibrational misalignment so that you can finally see the results that you want. And like I say, after years of manifesting experience, I have managed to piece together some of the pieces of the infinite puzzle. I highlight the word infinite there because as I learn, I realize there's so much more to learn, and figure out like why I had such a nightmare with some manifestations, how some manifestations came easily, some never came at all, and others I got the opposite of what I wanted. So you're probably there going, yes, Salarah, I feel exactly the same. So strap yourselves in and let me share with you some information which could potentially help you with this. Now, we know that there are many manifestation techniques around, and it is so great that there are so many and one size doesn't fit all. And remember, the manifestation techniques are only powered with the energy that you give them. So them on their own, they're absolutely useless. They do nothing. But when you use the techniques, you then energize them with your vibration. So your vibration may either be coming from the vibration of fear, of lack, of desperation, of want, of need, or from the vibration of love, which is allowing and flow and trust and surrender. Of course, we're all aiming to become master manifestors, which is connecting to the vibration of love. But when we do come from a lower vibrational energy, it will then determine the longevity and the quality of our manifestation, which is where some of the frustration comes in for people. So like I said, if there is any desperation or lack of any kind, this energetic frequency will be the energetic signature and the foundation of your manifestation, and it will attract to you more of the same. But this is why we're here, right? We're here because we want to learn how to change that. We want to learn how to lift the veil on the world of manifestation to get to the truth of how to do it. Of course, to take a deeper dive into the mechanics of manifestation, how to avoid the dark side of manifestation. Yep, there is a dark side of manifestation, and that usually comes from our energetic signature, which if we are coming from the vibration of fear, we then unintentionally inject lower vibrational energy into our manifestation, which keeps it in that lower rungs of the vibrational ladder, if you like, and stops us from really reaching the heights that we want to get to. And this is what I can call sometimes our manifestations are diseased. But of course, we want to know, well, how can I manifest easily and effortlessly, Salarah? That's why I'm here. It's like, darling, that's exactly why I'm here to teach you that. So we want to unlock the highest vibration possible. So like I said, when I first heard about the law of attraction in 2006, I felt like every single prayer had been answered. Every single thing that I'd sent to the universe had finally landed in my lap. Finally, there was something that I could do to get myself out of the desperate situation that I found myself in, because my relationships were in turmoil. My finances were as bleak as the English weather, and I was in full-on survival mode in every area. But I was feeling so enthusiastic about everything that I'd learned and this amazing untapped power that I had inside of me. And I got to work straight away. Like I said, I did everything the books and YouTube videos told me to do. And I got some excellent results. But some of the things I really wanted, they still eluded me. But why? Why was it such hard work? I had many blunders along the way as well. I manifested things that I thought I wanted, but it was only when I got them, I realized that they weren't necessarily for my highest good. And they came with a lot of problems. You will hear me referring to this as diseased manifestations. It's when we get something that we want or that we think we want, and it's nothing but an absolute nightmare from start to finish. So let me know if you can relate to this. Drop me an email, salarah@salarahstar.com. Come along to one of my moon events. It's free manifesting events twice a month. Would absolutely love to have you there. Click on the show notes so that you can go onto the events page, free to register. And then you can let me know that you found me through the podcast. I'd absolutely love that. Now, with these manifestations, I actually thought a lot of the time that it must be something that I am doing. But technically, on paper, everything I was doing was right. But vibrationally, I was completely misaligned. So even though I was doing the affirmations, the visualizations, my gratitude, I was showing up for all these practices. My vibration did not match the frequency of the thing that I desired, but I didn't know it, right? I didn't know that it wasn't a match. It's only now, after years of manifesting, that I can piece the piece of the puzzle together, like I said, and figure out why it was such a nightmare. Of course, this is absolutely a part of the journey for all manifestors. So if you can relate to this, you are going through what I call a rite of passage. You are going through exactly the same frustrations and blunders and highs and lows that every master manifestor has gone through. So it tells me that you are completely on track with your learning, and that is definitely something to be celebrated. But if I can save you some time, if I can save you some of the heartache and the blunders, then that would be a good thing, right? You're like, yep, you're nodding, going, absolutely. So I came to understand that if you are in a place of desperation or need or greed or fear, which of course all of that comes under the umbrella of fear, then you are manifesting something into your life from this lower vibration then you are unintentionally and potentially setting yourself up for what I call the dark side of manifesting. Because the law of attraction teaches that when we vibrate on a lower frequency, we naturally attract lower vibrational frequencies back to us, but of all kinds. Now, depending on what you believe in the unseen world, in the spiritual world, we have beautiful things like angels and guides and helpers, but we also have other energies that are potentially meddlesome and want to bring us down. So when we are manifesting from a place of fear, desperation, or lack, we unintentionally invite these frequencies of all kinds, I highlight the word all kinds based on what I've just said, into our manifestation. So with there being so many manifestation techniques around, it is actually really difficult to know which manifestation techniques will help us connect to the highest vibrational light essence and which ones aren't. But what's important to remember here is that it's the frequency or the energy that you come from, which is going to determine where you are going. So the tools in themselves are absolutely neutral, but the energy you come from is going to energize them to either invite in more light or invite in more darkness. So therefore, if there is need, desperation or lack, like I keep saying, of any kind, this energetic frequency will be the foundation of your manifestation work. And like I said, attract to you more of the same. Okay, we know this. I've repeated it in several different ways. So yep, Salarah, I absolutely get it. I understand. How on earth do I change this? I know that sounds really dramatic, but it is, right? Because we want to change this. And unfortunately, not knowing this doesn't change it, because energy is energy. So whether we know it or not, the frequency is still the energetic signature that we send down the pathway of our manifestations. So neither lack of knowledge of these spiritual laws is any defense. It doesn't kind of, just because we don't know, the universe goes, oh, well, don't worry, she doesn't know, or he doesn't know. It's the energy that we give out, which will naturally attract back to us. There's no deciphering between the difference. It is what it is. So many people who engage in manifestation rituals specifically are not even aware that there is this darker side of manifesting. And it's not the ritual itself that is potentially dark. It's the frequency we come from, which sends that energy into the ritual that we do. So we unintentionally give negative energies, if you like, permission to enter into our manifestations. And this completely changes the energetic signature of what we are wanting to attract. Of course, many of this also depends on our own personal level of consciousness and how much your soul has grown and learned from the lessons that it is gifted within this lifetime as well. We're going to be speaking a bit more about that as we go along, the soul journey, the different levels of manifesting, the different levels of consciousness. So it is really important to stay tuned into those ones, because it's going to help make a lot of what I'm saying today make sense. And of course, in my private coaching and one-to-one sessions, I help people identify their specific lessons and challenges that they face in this lifetime. But most importantly, help to clear blocks presented to them to create a beautiful, loving, kind, clear foundation for manifestations. And boom, that's when you start to see the results that you want. So again, connect with me in the show notes if that's something you just want to have a free private 30-minute consultation. We can have a little chin wag, as we say in England. In other words, we can have a chat on the phone and just see if what I have to offer will align with where it is that you want to go. So we can do all of the affirmations and all of the visualizations. We can put on some funky music and swing our hips and dance. We can go and do some nice paintings, go for beautiful walks in the countryside to raise the vibrations. But if there is this darker side to manifesting that many of us come to our practice with, because there is something missing from our life or because we're in fear or doubt, then none of this stuff will really help us to get to the higher rungs of that vibrational ladder unless we change our base vibration. So the journey of true manifesting is moving, the way I see it, from the egoic head space into the soul heart space. So in other words, moving from fear into the vibration of love. Because when we are in the vibration of love, we don't really need to do a huge amount of affirmations, visualizations, or anything. We are in a natural state of allowing. Our energetic signature that we bring will determine what we attract. And of course, when we're vibrating on the higher rungs of the ladder and we are vibrating this energetic frequency of love, everything connected to love will be attracted to us. It's absolutely effortless. Everything just comes to us easily and naturally. It is a state of allowing because we're vibrating on such a beautiful high frequency. Our world is a mirror of what we are. We align to the frequency of love because we are love. And then abundance of every kind is attracted to us. It's when we go into that lower vibrational fear-based space of pushing and trying to force things to happen, that's when things start to go a bit wonky. And that's when we invite in the darker side of manifesting, unintentionally, of course. But I was wondering why for many years I was doing all the things that these books were saying, all the stuff the podcasts were telling me to do. And I was wondering, well, why? Why on earth am I getting the opposite of what I want? And I was thinking, I'm not getting what I want at all. And if I am getting it, it's taking forever. And it took me such a long time to understand this. Because remember, it was the energy that I was coming from was creating a vibration and an energetic signature, which was working its way through and weaving into my manifestations of limitation and lack. And it all came from ego-based desire. So, of course, I alluded to it earlier that we've got this amazing soul journey that we're on. And this soul journey is something, like I said, I am going to go into more detail on. But the law of attraction isn't the only spiritual law in the universe. There's many other spiritual laws. The law of cause and effect, the law of responsibility, as within, so without, the law of reflection, the law of projection, the law of gratitude, you name it. And when we start to understand some of these other spiritual laws, we naturally then start to power up the law of attraction. And that's when we start to notice we overcome our challenges and the reason for our challenges. That's when we notice we start to overcome our blocks that we have experienced in this lifetime. And we understand why we're not moving forward, even if we've tried all the different methodologies, if I can say that right, and modalities. So there is a really good book. There's many good books out there, right? But the one that I started on to understand spiritual laws is A Little Light on Spiritual Laws by Diana Cooper. I highly recommend that because that's going to really help you to understand these other spiritual laws and why some of your manifestations aren't working if you're strictly working with one spiritual law, the law of attraction. So I'm a great believer. It's not just about this one lifetime. It's about multiple lifetimes. It is even before you were brought into this world, because before you were born, you already had a blueprint for this lifetime. And that blueprint lays out wonderful opportunities for your soul to grow, to learn, and to expand, and to become the absolute best that it can be. And when we understand the soul journey, it then starts to make sense why some of our manifestations haven't happened the way that we want them to happen. It starts to make sense why we go through certain challenges and why we attract certain people and relationship into our lives. The universe wants us to have all the blessings it has to offer. It's just about us identifying what the blockages are and then learning to remove them so we can work our way up the vibrational ladder, vibrate on a higher frequency, and then attract to us more blessings, more love, depending on what vibration we are vibrating on, of course. So when we engage in negative conversations, when we engage with negative people, when we watch the news, watch low vibrational programs on TV, we basically are ingesting negativity. And what our input is determines what our energetic output is. So what we absorb in, we then emit out. So that's why it's also very, very important to make sure that we are only soaking in high vibrational information making sure that we're watching programs and listening to podcasts that will help our consciousness expand and grow, just like you're doing here now. Making sure that we surround ourselves with kind, loving people. But remember, the people in our life are a reflection of ourselves as well. So if we're surrounded by loads of negative people, we may then want to look at where we could do some work on overcoming our own negativity. And then you will naturally find certain people will leave your life, and new people which are more aligned to your new energetic frequency will then start to come in. So I'm a great believer that our whole journey is returning to the vibration of love, the higher rungs of the vibrational ladder, where we experience peace and joy and fun and laughter and calm. I had one client say to me once, "I just want to be happy." And I said about it and I thought for a little while, and I thought, gosh, that's so limiting. And I said that out loud. I said, why would you limit yourself like that? And they looked puzzled and perplexed, like, well, what do you mean? Because, my friend, under the vibration of love, we get access to a whole host of high vibrational feelings. Like I've mentioned, peace, calm, love, joy, abundance, happiness, clarity, enthusiasm, motivation, determination. We get access to everything, all those beautiful high vibrational feelings. So why would we limit ourselves just to one feeling? Why would we limit ourselves just to happiness? I want to be able to experience it all, and it's okay for us to experience it all. So in order to really become a very, very powerful manifester, I highly recommend, if you are coming from a frequency of lack or worry or fear of any kind, to hang up your magic pants, to stop manifesting just for a short period of time whilst you work through some of those feelings, whether it be going to a coach, a mentor, a counselor, hypnotherapy, whatever it is you feel called to. And by the way, you can ask the universe to guide you on what the right person or modality is for you. This is what the universe is there for. Show me, universe. Bring me the right people, the right information to help me to release this block, to help me to raise my vibrations. And then once you've released that block, once you've overcome it, then you get your magic pants out the cupboard, you pop them on, you swing your hips, you do your affirmations or visualizations, because you're going to be then vibrating from a foundational perspective on a higher frequency. And then you're going to start to see different results. That is absolutely 100% true, how I've witnessed my journey and the thousands of people that I have guided through their journeys as well. So I always advise people, when it comes to manifesting, if there's any indication that it's coming from a space of hurt, pain, lack, greed, or need, to stop manifesting and then start to go and do some work around resolving that darker, heavier energy. And then once it's resolved and dissolved, naturally your frequency is going to raise to a higher vibration. And then you're going to start to notice that begin to mirror back to you in your life. You're going to start to notice small manifestations at first, and then you're going to start to notice some of the bigger ones coming as well. So there's loads of things that we can do. If there is any traumatic events along your timeline, which there have been multiple for me, which is why I have done this work, I highly recommend you seek help so that you can clear those hidden blocks. So you're able, like I said, to vibrate on this higher frequency and then connect on the higher rungs of the ladder to help you with your manifestations. Okay, my friends, how are you feeling with this information? So just take a moment just to check in. What is going on with you? How are you feeling? Feeling inspired, energized, hopeful? Because remember, and I say this pretty much every show, and this is from one of our great law of attraction teachers, Andy Dooley, it's feeling first, manifestation second. And that feeling that you're coming from is the energetic frequency and signature that you are sending into your manifestations. It almost like creates sparks of light that you are now sending and emitting and attracting more sparks of light back to you. So when this pain comes up, please don't be a happy, clappy Pollyanna manifester and you just try and think positive thoughts and ignore that, because you'll never, ever get to the higher rungs of the ladder. So please don't run away from it. The pain is coming up in order to be released. Because when you feel, you heal. And it's such an important part of the manifesting process. And when you release that lower vibrational energy, you'll find that things come to you easily and effortlessly. And this is master manifestation. You don't have to do much of the hard work. It's not difficult to maintain your vibration. It's easy and it is effortless. And that's exactly where I am guiding you to go. Anyway, my friends, I want you now just to imagine that you're surrounded in the most beautiful light, any old energy dissolving. You can almost imagine a little plug hole in the floor and any old negative energy just washing away, just like taking the plug out of a bath, old energy just leaving your being. And just imagine this new beautiful energy filling the whole of your field. And sometimes that's a nice quick way to do an energetic cleanse in order for you to feel lighter and brighter. So remember, my friends, please share this podcast with anybody that you feel might need it. There is an old Kabbalistic saying that I love: when we share, we are fulfilled. And when we are fulfilled, we share. And that is the ultimate answer to deep, sustainable fulfillment. So send me a little email, hop on one of my moon ceremonies. Let me know how you found today's show. It's been absolutely brilliant to share this information with you. I feel very, very honored. And I look forward to being back with you next time, where we continue our journey on manifesting. In the meantime, implement everything that I've shared. And I look forward to supporting you some more. Okay, take care. Lots of love. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.